السلام عليكم اخوتي احبتي. صبحنا مسكومين، باك الجو هنايا متقلب سبحان الله. البارح عرقنا واليوم راك تشوف لابسين او الجو يعني سبحان الله بين ربيعي وشتوي مهم. سلامي لكم، تحياتي لكم. كالعاده رايحين ندوكم ركن الخطباء بما يعرفون بسبيكرز كورنر كل احد. رانا هنا في ماربل ارش او قوس الرخام، هنا المعروف بقوس الرخام ماربل ارش. نعطيكم جوله مجانا. مسلم عليكم الكل كما يقولوا بدون استثناء في كل قاره العالم، في كل قرى من قرانا الحبيبه احبتي اخوتي. نسلم عليكم كامل. كاينه حاجه ما نحبهاش كي يكون ندير لايف واحد يقول لي واش راك، وانا سلمت عليكم كامل لان كي ندير لايف ما نقدرش نرجع الناس، فهمتوا خوتي؟ نقرا الرسائل لاحقا، فرجاء السلام تكفي، فهمتوا خوتي؟ السلام لكم، تحياتي لكم وربي يحفظكم ان شاء الله. عندكم جوله اليوم في ركن الخطباء، تابعوني، نتمنى لكم ان شاء الله تكون جوله ممتعه وهكذا يعني. المهم سميته انا ركن الخطباء سوق عكاظ. ركن الخطباء هذا يعني معروف سبيكرز كورنر، عمره 153 سنه، يعني هذا موجود في عده دول يعني مقارنه بلندن هذا الشهير في سبيكرز كورنر هنا في الهايد بارك. توجد يعني في كل من امريكا، استراليا، نيوزيلندا، سنغافوره الى اخره. فالناس يجوا في هذا المكان كل احد، ناقشوا نقاشات سياسيه، اقتصاديه، دينيه، دعويه الى اخره. حتى كاين ناس مهابل لكن هما كل واحد ربي يسهل عليه. هنا في القوانين نحترم تحترم، وركزوا على الصوت يا اخوه. الصوت. حياك الله اخي عبد الله. نحن في اوكي في انتظارك اخي عبد الله. الصوت جيد اخوتي؟ شكرا اخي رياض. اخي خالد الصوت جيد؟ نحن في انتظار الرجل الاخضر. شكرا. نعم الصورة جيدة لكن الصوت عادة. بارك الله فيك اخي منتصر. عادة الرجل الاخضر عادة لانني عادة هذه الفيديوهات نعاود نرفعها في اليوتيوب، لذلك بعض الاخوه يقول لي يا اخويا راك في 2018 وما عندكش الهاي ديفينيشن. يا برادر راهي لحقت ال 8K 4K 8K راهي داخله. مشكله في بعض الاحيان نهبط يعني ما نخسرش التصوير هذاك، نعاود نطلعه في اليوتيوب حتى يستفادوا منه خوتنا. في بعض الاحيان يقول لي الكواليتي تعبانه. يا برادر راهو فيسبوك وعاود طلعته. شكرا اخي عبد الحميد، شكرا لكم اخي حليم. المهم رايحين ان شاء الله ندير لكم جوله في السبيكرز كورنر ركن الخطباء مباشره من لندن. هنا منطقه معروفه بالسبيكرز كورنر، فيه اخوه هنا خدامين، عاودنا تحياتنا لهم، يخدموا في هذيك باس تور، هذوك بيج باس، تحياتي لهم وربي يعاون كل واحد ان شاء الله. المهم راح ندير لكم جوله في سبيكرز كورنر. اخونا هذا من البانيا. السلام عليكم برادر هاو يو. السلام عليكم. ما شاء الله يديروا دعوه كالعاده، ربي يوفقهم ان شاء الله. السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. فالناس تتاجر مع ربي عز وجل. المهم خوتنا اليوم الحاله راه ما تعجبش هنا في سبيكرز كورنر. نخليكم ان شاء الله وتابعوني ان شاء الله. انا راهي ملغمه اليوم. مرحبا بك اخي، ان شاء الله ربي يسلك. اليوم كيف تعرفوا راهي الحاله صلينا الظهر وجينا رانا مسكومين. دعواتكم خوتنا وهكذا يعني ابتلاء من عند ربي، واحد الطهور ان شاء الله ويخلى الزكاه. استنجاب. قلت لهم الاخوه الخارجيين. المهم الله يسهل على كل واحد. استنجاب ويحوس الاكل. شوف يلعب. شوف السلاجيب. المهم كل واحد تحترم كل واحد في بلاصته يا جماعه. المهم خوتنا راح نديركم ركن الخطباء. براذر اني فيك نيوز وات هابن توداي. Your life, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Are you going home early? Why?
I have to pray outside somewhere, do salah,
Why
because
you don't do that?
in Speaker's Corner, police say no, they stop.
Today?
No, from last Sunday.
Why? Because why is they should do every day, every time?
No, because they say people have complained that these Muslims, they pray here, they do Jama'ah here.
You've never been stopped before, any?
This is the first time.
Okay, make a dua for me, brother.
Inshallah.
You're coming back.
Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, I'm coming back.
السلام عليكم. قال لك يا جماعه صلاه كانوا يصلوا الناس في هذه الزاويه هذا، قال لك حبسوها لان الشرطه قالت لهم حبسوها، بالك خافوا الاعتداءات على الناس، فراح يصلي في الظهر. الحمد لله صلي الظهر وجينا. الشرطه البريطانيه هنا فيه اللي باللباس وفيها الناس بدون يعني نقولوا باللباس المدني. اليوم هاكم تشوفوا سمعنا على الصوت، يا تسمعوا الصوت يا اخوه، الصوت تسمعوه؟ سرعة الصوت 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 الصوت.
Because one came first and one came last.
الصوت كيف هذا الصوت يا جماعة؟
Because you're Muslim.
Translated in the Sahih International version of the Quran, it translates the word as strike. Pictorial translation translates the word as scourge. Shakir's translation translates it as beat. Right? And washing cars also translated it as
You shouldn't ask questions.
جمال
يا خرابي يا للذين
جمال على
يا ذي الهم يا ذي الهم
جمال تعزل الجزائريين في سوق الطائرة.
كل الباقي في حياة الشعب الجزائري كله والله العظيم، وربنا يرحم الشهداء وربنا ينصرنا يا رب.
بالتوفيق اخي جمال،
والدوام لله سبحانه وتعالى.
حياك الله اخي جمال، شكرا لك. وانا جمال ناشط هنا في السبيكرز كورنر، الله يرحم الشهداء تاعنا. تفضل.
When Muhammad was revealing these verses to people, when a teacher teaches people, you want interaction, right? You want interaction. You want people to ask questions. You don't want to just say the information and then you don't know if they understand, right? So, don't you think God knows you, wisdom, that if you say the key word, you're going to then go, what should it be? So when Muhammad said this word here, you think the people that are done, they're just going to just sit there and go, yes, we're going to go home now, back to my wife, love. They would have said, no. So not climate change. Global warming. Global warming is a way of making lots of money. All you have to do is end something.
دائما في ركن الخطباء، هذا يعني ركن الخطباء عمره أكثر من 53 سنة، جينا ندير فكرة رسالة وهكذا، يعني كيف محترم كل واحد يختار لكن بعدم اللمس الآخر، يعني بدون لمس واحد ولا تحد، يعني انتم هذو ناس جماعة ويكيليكس مؤسسة أسانج، هذا فري أسانج. He'll be out soon, isn't he? I support him. He's a good man. Thank you.
But I'm just saying that they're there and Assange is here. Yeah, bizarrely Assange is gone up there.
Not deliberately, but accidentally.
And yet that's what in the newspapers anyway. Your favourite newspaper. We should trust newspapers. I think people should, everyone should trust newspapers.
Sometimes
خلطة بين الويكيليكس والويكيبيديا. المهم كل واحد يناقش فكرته هنا.
I like it to be cultured in America better. With that service, here in London, a few, quite a few. Like 5 people, 6. I mean, people are very polite. I'm not saying that people aren't here aren't nice. I'm just saying maybe people are at the end of their shift. They're like, I don't care about this customer. I don't care about
There's already a move to us.
Would the Israelis always say to the Palestinians,
They believe the land. You look at the
no. So until the Palestinians change, there'll be no peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians. And the Israelis will have a nice life.
I'm on my 16th closure.
But we receive revelation from God. That we are created for a purpose, and the Quran is a revelation. You would have no quarrel with me using the same standard that you're using of testimony. I don't have the experience directly seeing God. Yeah? Do you agree or disagree? Testimony.
What I did, I came back, I tested it.
Testimony.
I bore it on. I bore it on. That's the color faded. How do I know
جماعة بني عموم في أرابيا
It's just interesting. We only see animals to do because it's been so
The speakers that we have.
أنا السيد صوت مع بل هذا كان عسكري في قوات الجيش الأمريكية وبعد ذلك ولا يعني ناشط حقوقي ويدافع عن حقوق الإنسان. صوت مع بل. How are you? Good, good.
It doesn't matter if it really needs to be satisfied.
المشكلة اللي يجي هنا يطلع يجي يذكر فيك الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم بريء منهم. I'm going to give you فصل مليح تجد الناس هنا جالسين هنا لقاءات عائلية.
What we've done is we've deliberated and we've consulted with a lot of the, like let's say, elders and seniors and people of knowledge, and we've come with a policy conclusion as to how we're going to deal with basically this idea of praying in congregation and all these things which now the police have reminded us about, which is part of the policies of the Royal Parks. The important to realise that the Royal Parks is a charity which is owned by the Crown, and now that the police, since I think 2004, have been the enforcers of the Royal Parks. And if you look into the regulations of the Royal Parks, it says that it's not permissible for any religious group to congregate and pray. So that doesn't discriminate in any way against any particular religion. It speaks generally about all religion. And the reasoning it gives, it says, is that because the public harm is more than the public benefit. So what we have to do, after discussing it with the people, this is what we've come to. First and foremost, one important distinction is that it talks about congregational prayer and not individual prayer. So if you look at the regulations in the Royal Parks, it says that you're not allowed to congregate for religious purposes, i.e. worship. So that's congregational prayer and not individual prayer. So if anyone is in the royal parks, according to my knowledge, until I'm corrected, and who wants to pray individually, whether they be male or female, whether they be Muslim or non-Muslim, and they want to pray individually, there should be no restriction to do that. So if anyone wants to pray individually in Speaker's Corner, aside Speaker's Corner, on the grass, or anywhere, that's individually, that can be done according to the regulations. However, praying in congregation, here is a problem because the regulations are put in place for a reason. And as Muslims, we have to be respectful of that, especially considering that we have available resources elsewhere, especially around the area. So what we want to do is we want to publicly declare that we want to be in line with the police policy, or sorry, the Royal Park policy of no congregation in Speaker's Corner, and that from our level we're not going to try and go against the regulation, because this is not from the Islamic spirit. In fact, one of the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is mentioned in Tirmidhi, is when he talks about 6 or 7 things which places you're not allowed to pray in. One of the places is a tariq, so the place of where people walk. And of the people who do sharh of this hadith or explanation of this hadith, they say the reason why we don't do it in this place is because it causes hassle for other people. So as Muslims, we don't want to cause hassle for Muslims or other non-Muslims. Yeah, because as you guys know, or you should know, that our religion is not a religion which is attempting to make things harder for people, generally speaking. However, and this is where we say however, right? If you look at the royal policies or the regulations, it also says that this has to be enforced of all religions and not one specific religion. And that if it's not going to be allowed for one religion, it must not be allowed for all religions. Now we have noticed that there are some African people that are of Christian background that come round and congregate, and that they play with the tambourines in a religious worship, and sometimes they have not been recommended by the police to stop or desist what they're doing. So what we want to say is that to try and avoid this kind of discrimination, which we would consider exclusivizing the Muslims in this treatment of reprimand, we have also put a policy in place to protect our own interests as the Muslim community. Now this is called the 3-strike policy. Wait a minute, what's going on now? Yes, it's called the 3-strike policy.
As you know, for the 3 options.
Yeah, so 3 is an odd number. The 3-strike policy works in the following way. We have a panel of Muslims, of 5 Muslims, known to the people of the park. Most of them will be known to the people of the park, and their names will be released maybe shortly, yeah? 5 is an odd number, so a decision always has to be made. It will be like a consultative process, and a decision always has to be made. If any evidence is produced to us as the Muslim community that the police is failing to reprimand other religious people from other faiths when they are worshipping in congregation, and that happens more than 3 times, and there is good enough evidence, the panel of 5 Muslims will decide whether that is something which necessitates a strike. If it happens 3 times, then we will go back to protesting in the form of praying in the corner. Why? Because we would say that in this case the police is discriminating against the Muslims, and they're not doing something which is in the interest of the wider community, and in fact they're exclusivizing the Muslims in discriminatory actions. However, we hope that this doesn't happen. We hope that the police doesn't go down that route, because obviously there is an institutional racism attached to, or a stigma of institutional racism already attached to the police after Stephen Lawrence and these things, especially the black community, and this will only exacerbate the already existing hate within minorities for the police. So this won't happen. I'm sure the police won't go down that route. So just to show that we are an independent, autonomous community of people, we will not tolerate also, just as we will not tolerate Muslims, we will advise Muslims not to pray in congregation, because that is against the regulation of the park. We also not tolerate a discrimination of Muslims in the park. And I don't think anyone from a democratic perspective, an Islamic perspective, a Christian perspective, a Jewish perspective, or any other perspective would be able to disagree with what we are saying here and now today. And this is what we have decided. I think that generally speaking, as Muslims, we need to work on building bridges with other communities, but other communities also need to work on understanding and building bridges with Muslims. This is the decision that's been authorized by many of the senior people from the Muslim community of Speaker's Corner. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, the one thing I just wanted to point out, because I'm sure you covered all of it, is that we have in the park hate preachers, very clear-cut hate preachers. And when you need to understand something, brothers and sisters, that when this is being enforced, it's not being enforced because a policy regulation in the park is being violated. Wallahi, it's not that. Be very clear that this was not done because there was a policy that was being violated. It wasn't. The reason it's being done, and let me tell you guys, I want to go to Surah Buruj verse 7, even though it kind of correlates with it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, and we were watching what they were doing with the believers. They punished them for nothing but that they believed in Allah, the Almighty, the word of all praise. So Allah's talking about here with the polytheists and what they were doing to the believing men and the believing women. Now I'm not saying to you this is what's going today and they're persecuting us. No, I just want to know, guys, that this is a step towards that. Because you know why? It's because of the hatred that they have towards us Muslims. Why? Because we prayed it. Yeah? We prayed it. We cannot harm anybody.
فمنعوهم لأسباب ربما أمنية لسلامتهم إلى آخره. لكن أنا ما أعرف كيف نفهم الناس، الناس يجوا سواح خاصة من الدول الخليجي بيسموا الحديقة هذه قضية. المهم تحياتي لكم في رسم الخطباء هنا في لندن. كما كنتم تشوفوا الشرطة بكثافة، لباس وكاين لباس في الناس
Yeah, so just to kind of reiterate,
I agree, and I'm English.
thank you very much. So what we're saying, just to the point is, what will take place is a free strike policy, which the in a religious worship type congregation. What has to happen is that evidence will be presented to the panel of 5 people. They will judge whether that is a transgression of the police or whether the police have an acceptable excuse. If that happens 3 times, we will no longer comply by the regulation because no one is.
السلام عليكم. لاباس؟ ازيك انا؟ وصل 4 في ساعة واحدة.
ايش محمد دين
Guys, you could be happy without all this money. You could be happy without drugs. Don't kill each other. If you don't want to be Muslim, don't. But try to follow Islamic ruling.
And when I see the Muslims, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And you know, in the last 700 years,
نتواصلوا بعدين ان شاء الله. هذا من الفيديو ان شاء الله.
Take that value back. Free speech is fundamental. I'm probably speaking to the choir. A lot of people believe that. There are a lot of friends like, oh no, would you?
I don't know, but I think a lot of Da'wah here. There's a lot of hypocrisy.
كلهم بيواجهوا عن الدعوة يكونوا around looking for Tommy Robinson and you have an extremist guy there and don't say
And I big up Paul as well. I never really got this Paul, but at least Paul has stood up. And yourself, well done, man.
Yeah, so
like I said to you, like when I spoke to him like 3-4 months ago, I have to admit I didn't really believe a lot of things he was saying. That's the way you just say. When I researched it and I started shooting the videos.
You know what happened? So there's one guy who left Islam. Yeah. 2 days ago he came to me. He said, because I spoke to him before, and he for ISIS are Islam. ISIS is Islam. So he left Islam 2 years ago. So I've been speaking to him. Somebody disagree with or extreme.
السلام عليكم اخوتي، ان شاء الله نتواصلوا بعدين. السلام عليكم.